It's your chance to be ruthless.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be...
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're taking a really close look at Taylor Swift's 2025 skincare routine. We're using the info you shared, which is great.
Yeah, thanks for sending that over.
And it's not just about, getting that red carpet glow, is it? It's more about understanding the thought, the effort, the real intention behind a consistent self-care practice. That seems important here.
Exactly. And the sources you provided, interviews, bits from her glam team, even observations from beauty expos showing her favorite products, they give us a good picture. Our goal now is to pull out the key parts of her routine and, maybe more importantly, why she does it.
Right, the motivation.
Yeah, maybe offer some takeaways for listeners, for their own routines.
Because, let's be honest, Taylor Swift isn't just this global music phenomenon. People really notice her skin. It always looks so radiant.
It really does.
So this deep dive, tailored from your info, is about uncovering the who, what, when, where, and why behind her 2025 skincare. Think of it like a blueprint for a very considered approach to skin health.
Okay, so let's start with the who. Beyond Taylor herself, who are the key people involved in shaping her 2025 routine based on these sources?
Well, one name that pops up is Isabel Luna. She's a celebrity facialist, seems to have a great reputation, known for a more holistic, kind of plant-based approach. The sources suggest she really emphasizes nourishing the skin naturally, which feels very current, doesn't it? This move towards gentler stuff.
Totally. It's a big trend. And what's interesting, as you pointed out, is how that holistic side seems to blend with medical expertise. Dr. Marianne Coe, her dermatologist.
Right, the dermatologist.
Yeah, the info indicates Dr. Coe specializes in really customized protocols, things like laser rejuvenation.
Which targets skin texture with light, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And microneedling, creating tiny punctures to boost collagen. Plus those antioxidant facials Taylor apparently likes. It suggests a layered strategy.
Home care plus professional treatments.
Right. Combining consistent home care with these more intensive treatments when needed. Makes sense for specific concerns.
Yeah, especially for someone under constant scrutiny, bright lights, photos. These treatments can give a bigger boost, probably faster too.
Definitely.
But what I found really telling in the sources was Taylor's own involvement. She's not just passive in this.
No?
No, she actively researches ingredients. There was even a quote, I think you flagged it, where she said something like, "If I can't pronounce it, I probably won't put it on my face."
That's quite a statement. It really points to a mindful approach, doesn't it?
It does.
Not just blindly following advice, but actually understanding what's going on her skin, making informed choices. It kind of makes you think, how often do we really look at the ingredient lists on our own products?
Good question. Maybe her approach is something we could all, learn from. Be a bit more conscious.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have the who, the team, plus her own input. Now let's get into the specifics you were asking about. What does the 2025 routine actually look like? What are the steps, the products?
All right, so based on the sources, the morning routine seems all about gentle cleansing, hydration, and obviously sun protection. Big focus there.
Makes sense.
She starts with a rosewater-infused enzymatic cleanser. So the rosewater is soothing, hydrating, and the enzymes. They gently exfoliate dead skin cells without being harsh. Nice way to start the day.
This sounds really good, especially thinking about travel dryness or sensitivity, which I know can be an issue for people on the go.
Definitely. Then next up is a peptide-rich toner. We hear peptides thrown around a lot in skincare.
Yeah, what's the key thing to know there?
Well, think of peptides as like little messengers. They basically tell your skin cells to make more collagen.
Ah, okay, the firmness stuff.
Exactly. Collagen gives skin its firmness, its elasticity. So peptide toner is like a proactive step, boosting collagen for the long run, helping maintain that youthful look. It's an investment in the skin's structure.
Got it. Okay, so after the toner.
She uses a CBD-infused vitamin C serum. Now that's an interesting combo.
Vitamin C, we know, antioxidant, brightening, protects against damage. But the CBD, that feels newer in skincare. What's the thinking there?
Well, the potential synergy is fascinating. CBD cannabidiol is known for its anti-inflammatory properties.
Right.
So given the stress of touring her career, adding CBD could be a way to target that stress-induced inflammation in the skin. And the sources mentioned she keeps it chilled.
Yeah, in a mini beauty fridge.
Smart. That probably helps maximize its potency. Plus, it would feel cooling, soothing when applied. Nice for stressed skin.
Good tip. Okay, and the daytime moisturizer.
It's a marine collagen formula, and crucially, SPF 50. That high SPF is just non-negotiable.
Absolutely, especially for her, outdoors studio lights, but really for anyone, right? Even cloudy days.
Precisely. Consistent broad-spectrum SPF is the cornerstone. Prevents premature aging, skin cancer risk. It's fundamental.
And the marine collagen, extra hydration.
Yeah, likely an extra boost of hydration helps support skin elasticity during the day, but probably feels lightweight enough for comfortable daily wear.
Okay, that covers the morning. What about the nighttime routine? How does it shift for repair?
So the evening routine, based on the info, seems focused on really thorough cleansing and then gentle repair overnight.
Makes sense.
Starts with a ceramide-rich balm cleanser. This strongly suggests she's doing a double cleanse.
The two-step process.
Yeah. The balm melts away makeup, sunscreen, all the day's grime without stripping the skin. And the ceramides are key. They help support and replenish the skin's moisture barrier, which is super important.
Double cleansing is definitely popular. It gets everything off so the next products work better.
Exactly. And then, interestingly, instead of a traditional retinol, which can sometimes be irritating for people.
Yeah, redness peeling.
Right. She seems to opt for a retinol alternative serum, specifically bakuchiol.
Bakuchiol, heard of that. It's plant-based.
Yep, plant-derived. It's gained a lot of traction as a gentler alternative. Offers many similar benefits to retinol, boosting collagen, improving texture and tone, but generally with less irritation. Good choice for sensitive skin or a more natural approach.
Okay, so that's the daily stuff. But the sources also highlighted some weekly rituals, right? Dedicated treatments.
Yes, it looks like specific days for targeted things. Mondays seem to be for a green tea clay mask.
Good for detoxing, oil control.
Exactly. Draws out impurities, absorbs excess oil, leaves skin feeling really clean. Then Thursdays are for red light therapy.
That's the LED treatment.
Yeah, non-invasive. It's known to stimulate collagen, reduce inflammation at a cellular level. And then Sundays are focused on ice rolling and lymphatic massage.
Depuffing, circulation boost.
Pretty much. Helps reduce puffiness, promotes healthy circulation. Yeah. A nice relaxing end of the week, probably.
These weekly things really show a commitment beyond just the basics, actively targeting specific needs. Oh, and lip care. Can't forget that.
No, the sources mention that too. Overnight lip masks, honey scrubs. Seems she's consistent about keeping lips hydrated and smooth.
Especially with her signature red lip. Makes sense.
Totally. Honey's great natural humectant, draws in moisture, plus gentle exfoliation. Ideal for lips.
Okay, so we've got a really clear picture of the what. Now let's talk when. When did this level of skincare dedication really kick in for her, according to the info?
Well, while she probably always took some care of her skin, the sources you shared point to a big ramp up around 2022.
Okay. Any reason why then?
It seems to line up with the increased demands of touring, long flights, different climates, the stress. All that can really take a toll on skin. It makes sense she'd adopt a more intensive, targeted approach then.
And it sounds like it became more of a public thing she talked about around 2024 during the Eras Tour docuseries mentioning mindful skincare.
Yeah, that shift in perception, like you said, seems significant. It wasn't just a routine anymore, but framed as a more intentional practice.
Yeah.
A deliberate act of self-care.
Right.
So by 2025, it sounds like her routine has really settled into this approach that emphasizes prevention, finding balance, and really listening to what her skin needs rather than just jumping on the latest trend.
That's such a good takeaway. Not chasing viral products, but building something consistent that works for you. Okay, so where does she get all this stuff? The products, the treatments? Seems specific there, too.
Absolutely. Product-wise, the sources point to a preference for smaller, often sustainable brands, particularly from California and South Korea.
Both big beauty hubs.
Major hubs, yeah.
Yeah.
Known for innovation, quality ingredients, often blending natural stuff with advanced science.
And interestingly, also products from Parisian apothecaries. That adds a different feel.
It does, right. Brings in that sense of tradition, maybe classic handmade herbal infusions, time-tested botanical remedies. Suggests a nice blend of modern science and traditional wisdom in her choices.
Okay, and for professional treatment, specific places mentioned.
Yeah, in Nashville, the sources mention Aura House. They're known for signature sea mineral facials.
Sea minerals, what's the benefit there? Remineralizing?
Pretty much. Focuses on remineralizing, deeply nourishing the skin. Big boost of hydration and radiance. Fits the overall goal.
And an NYC.
The Glow Atelier. Apparently for bi-weekly LED therapy, which we mentioned, and dermaplaning.
Right, LED for collagen. Remind us about dermaplaning again.
Dermaplaning is that gentle exfoliation using a surgical scalpel. It removes dead skin cells and that fine, vellus hair peach fuzz.
Ah, okay. So smoother skin, better product absorption.
Exactly. Instantly smoother, brighter skin, products penetrate better. Doing it bi-weekly suggests she wants to maintain that smooth base, maybe for makeup, and just overall clarity.
It definitely sounds like she uses professional treatments to really complement and boost the home routine. And I was intrigued by the mini spa bag for travel mention.
Ah, yeah. That's a great little insight, isn't it? Shows how she keeps things consistent on the road.
What's in it?
Things like mist sprays for quick hydration hits, jade rollers for lymphatic drainage and reducing tension, sheet masks for targeted boosts.
Standard travel essentials for the skin savvy.
Totally. And even a rose quartz crystal was mentioned, which again points to that mindful, self-soothing aspect of her practice. Self-care travels with you.
Okay, we've covered the who, what, when, where. Now the big one, the one that ties it all together. Why? Based on your analysis of the info, why is skincare seemingly so important to Taylor in 2025?
Well, the sources really emphasize it goes way beyond just aesthetics for her. It seems deeply woven into her overall self-care. A tool for managing stress, anxiety, potential burnout.
Which must be immense.
Right. And promoting a sense of grounding, of well-being, especially living such a public life.
It was described as her daily pause button.
Yeah.
That really resonated. In such a hectic world, especially hers, having those dedicated moments, that's got to be crucial for balance.
Absolutely. It becomes a ritual, doesn't it? A consistent, intentional act of self-love, self-attention, almost meditative. A time to disconnect from the outside noise and just reconnect with herself, even briefly.
And it feels like there's maybe a subtle message to fans in there, too, about self-kindness, maybe embracing natural beauty, focusing on health over just perfection.
That seems like a powerful undercurrent, yeah. Especially now, with filters and edited images everywhere. By being open about focusing on consistent, mindful skincare, she promotes something more realistic, more attainable, prioritizing long-term health and well-being.
We even got some listener questions that touched on this why. Someone asked about breakouts.
Yeah.
And it was interesting to see in one source, that Elle interview, she acknowledged hormonal breakouts happen, they're normal, and she stressed treating them gently, not panicking with harsh stuff.
That relatability is key. It shows that even with all the resources, skin isn't perfect. Her focus on being gentle and patient, that's valuable advice for anyone dealing with breakouts.
And another listener asked about aging. Her perspective, embracing it gracefully through preventative care, not drastic measures, and that, quote, lines tell stories. That felt quite refreshing.
It really does. It speaks to acceptance, appreciating life's natural course. A very empowering perspective, actually.
So wrapping this up, our deep dive, based on the info you provided, shows Taylor Swift's 2025 skincare is, well, it's comprehensive, really thoughtful.
Definitely.
It's a mix of consistent pro treatments with experts like Luna and Dr. Ko, carefully chosen products, blending innovation and tradition, and, maybe most importantly, integrating it all into this bigger practice of mindful self-care, focusing on well-being.
And we saw how it evolved, right? Reflecting a deeper understanding of her own skin, moving towards consistency and long-term health over just following trends.
It really makes you think about your own daily rituals, doesn't it? Even if our routines are different, maybe we can all find ways to bring more mindful moments into our self-care, inspired by that intentional approach. It could really boost our own sense of well-being.
Yeah, this whole exploration really highlights how self-care, whatever form it takes for you, can be such a powerful grounding practice.
And maybe the deepest takeaway is just that intention behind it all. It's not just about the end result, the look. It's about the ritual, that dedicated time, the act of consistently caring for yourself. That's a principle anyone can apply, right? Regardless of budget or products. What part of her approach stood out most to you as we talked through it?
If you loved this deep dive, make sure to hit like and subscribe for more behind-the-scenes stories of your favorite influencers. Drop a comment below who should we cover next. Stay curious, and see you next time.
Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget.